The illusion of success and happiness. The script we are handed. From the moment we are old enough to understand language, we begin to absorb messages about what constitutes a good life. These messages come from every direction: our parents, teachers, friends, media, advertising, and cultural narratives. They coalesce into a powerful, often unspoken script that dictates our aspirations, our fears, and our very definition of worth. The script is not inherently malicious, but it's undeniably pervasive. It tells us that success is synonymous with a high-paying job, a large house, a new car, designer clothes, and a robust retirement fund. It defines happiness as a result of acquiring these things, ticking off achievements, and being perpetually busy. It champions a linear path: education, career, marriage, children, retirement, and eventually death. Any deviation from this path is often met with raised eyebrows, concern, or even judgment. Think about the questions we are asked as children. What do you want to be when you grow up? The answers expected are typically professions, roles that contribute to the economic engine. Rarely we are asked, how do you want to feel when you grow up? Or what kind of impact do you want to have on the world? As we enter adolescence and adulthood, the pressure intensifies. We compare ourselves to peers, to the curated lives presented on social media, to the archetypes celebrated in popular culture. The narrative reinforces itself: hustle harder, sacrifice more, compete fiercely. The underlying promise is always the same: if you do this, you will be happy. If you achieve this, you will be successful. But what happens when you follow the script diligently, only to find that the promised happiness remains elusive? What happens when you achieve the markers of success, the corner office, the perfect family, the luxurious vacations, but still feel a persistent emptiness, a nagging sense that something vital is missing? This is the silent crisis many face, a disconnect between the external accolades and the internal state. The problem isn't the desire for comfort or stability, it's the unquestioning adoption of a pre-written story that may not align with our deepest truths. The societal script often values quantity over quality, speed over depth, and external validation over internal peace. It encourages us to live outside in, constantly seeking affirmation and fulfillment from external sources, rather than cultivating an inside-out approach where our values and desires guide our choices. Consider the language we use: climbing the ladder, racing against the clock, beating the competition. These metaphors inherently suggest a struggle, a finite resource, a winner-takes-all scenario. They perpetuate a mindset of scarcity and constant striving, rather than one of abundance and collaboration. Breaking free from this script doesn't mean rejecting society or living in isolation. It means becoming aware of its influence, recognizing its limitations, and beginning the courageous work of altering your own script. It means understanding that true success and genuine happiness are not destinations arrived at by following a predetermined map, but rather states of being cultivated through intentional choices that honor our unique self. The first step in this journey is awareness, to see the script for what it is: a powerful, persuasive narrative, but not the only one, and certainly not an infallible one. Only when we recognize the script, we can begin to question it, to analyze its hold on us, and to ask the most important question of all: is this truly my story, or just one I've been told to live? What do you really want? Once we acknowledge the powerful societal script that shapes our lives, the natural next question emerges. Okay, so if that's their definition of success and happiness, what is mine? This question, simple on the surface, is often terrifyingly complex to answer. It requires introspection, honesty, and a willingness to sit with discomfort. For many, the answer doesn't immediately appear because we've spent so long listening to the external voices that our own inner voice has become faint, almost inaudible. We are accustomed to being told what to do, what to strive for, what to feel. Deciphering our own genuine desires requires a deliberate act of tuning out the noise and tuning into ourselves. So, how do you begin to uncover what you truly want? It's not about grand revelations, but small, consistent acts of self-inquiry. The if money were no object exercise. Imagine you won the lottery, enough money to never have to work again. What would you do with your days? Would you still pursue your current career? Would you learn a new skill, travel, volunteer, spend more time with loved ones, create art? The answers to these questions often reveal passions and priorities that are currently suppressed by financial necessity or perceived obligations. The elimination diet for your life. Just as an elimination diet helps you identify food sensitivities, you can apply a similar principle to your life. What activities, obligations, or relationships drain your energy? What makes you feel resentful, bored, or trapped? Begin to consciously reduce or eliminate these elements where possible. The space created by their absence can reveal what truly nourishes you. Conversely, what activities bring you genuine joy, a sense of flow or deep contentment? Dedicate more time to these. Pay attention to your flow moments. Think about times when you lose track of time, when you're completely absorbed in an activity, where the process itself is its own reward. This might be cooking, writing, painting, hiking, playing music, solving a complex problem, or engaging in a meaningful conversation. These flow states are powerful indicators of where your natural talents and deepest interests lie. What themes or skills are present in these moments? Explore your core values. What principles are non-negotiable for you? Is it freedom, creativity, connection, security, growth, contribution, or integrity? Make a list of values that truly resonate. Then assess how well your current life choices align with these values. Discrepancies often highlight areas where you're living out of an alignment with your true self. For example, if freedom is a core value, but your job keeps you chained to a desk for 60 hours a week with no flexibility, there's a clear misalignment. Reflect on past selves. What did you love doing as a child or a teenager before the weight of adult responsibilities and expectations settled in? What dreams did you have that you eventually discarded? Sometimes our truest desires are echoes of our earlier unburdened selves. Journaling and unfiltered brain dumps. Dedicate time to free-form writing. Don't censor yourself. Ask, what am I avoiding? What do I secretly long for? What would I regret not doing? Just write. The act of putting thoughts on paper can help untangle subconscious desires from ingrained narratives. Seek solitude and silence. In a world saturated with noise and distraction, genuine introspection requires silence. Spend time alone, without screens, without obligations. Go for a walk in nature. Sit quietly in a park, or simply dedicate an hour in your home to silent reflection. This space allows your inner voice to emerge. Dream without limits. Allow yourself to fantasize about an ideal day, a perfect week, a fulfilling life. Don't immediately dismiss ideas as unrealistic. The point is to identify the essence of what you desire, the feelings, experiences, and connections, not necessarily the exact form. The how comes later. The what and why come first. This process is not a one-time event. It's an ongoing conversation with yourself. As you grow and evolve, so too will your desires. The goal isn't to find a definitive answer and stick to it forever, but to cultivate the courage to keep asking the question, to keep listening to your inner wisdom, and to incrementally align your life with what truly calls to you, rather than what has been prescribed. When you start to genuinely explore what you want, you begin the powerful work of reclaiming agency and authorship over your own story. This is where true freedom begins.